Okay, let's look at the other pillars. What we can see. You look at this. So this is the yali that we were actually talking in previous episode. Let's see what's there up in the pillar. Look at this symbol. It is very important, because this symbol is the symbolic representation of hybrid species created by DNA recombinant technology. Look at this. It's a collection of many DNA modules. So just remember this, because we are going to see these kind of symbol in other pillars as well, and this symbol is acting like a trademark to mention hybrid species or superhuman. Look here. They also carved the DNA structure here alongside the yali. And let's go to another pillar. It's a carving of female. Look at her. She is actually very sad. It is a clear carving showing her feelings. Yes, she is very sad, and look at her hand. There's a reason why she is actually touching her hair and feeling so sad about it. Let's go up and understand why she is so sad. Look at this. She is also a hybrid human because she is also born from a divine pot, right? Look at her head. She has a bald head, that's why she was so sad about her hair. And she is wearing a wig to hide a bald head. Even in the ancient time, they were using a wig. That is fantastic, and let's understand why she is bald. Maybe if we go up in the top of the pillar, we will be getting the answer. Look at this. This is a Lemuria. And now we understand that she got a DNA module from this Lemuria. Look at its head. It is also bald. So, that's what she is also bald and feels so sad. Remember, Sage Agathiar was a short person, as he was also born from divine pot. And she is also born from the divine pot, and she is having some crippledness. It looks like other pillars around here are also trying to say that whenever you are using the DNA recombinant technology to create a hybrid species, then there is a very possibility that you will end up with creating a crippled hybrid species. She's also got a bald head, and she started using the wig. Let's see what other pillars has to say. There is another carving with cross-legged sitting posture. Let's see what this pillar has below. This really fascinating. They were able to make twins out of divine pot. Looks like our genius is meditating towards Lord Shiva and looks at this snake carving. It's bit weird as snake body shows a knot sign and it's biting an animal. Maybe it's a symbolic representation of sperm fertilizing the animal embryo, and above cross-legged carving, and this snake knot sign is related to making twins? If you got any different perception for this pillar, please comment it. Let's go to another pillar. Take a closer look. This seems to depict a woman lying upward in a particular posture, possibly symbolizing an ancient understanding of artificial insemination, a process where sperm is placed directly into the reproductive tract, or even an early form of in vitro fertilization, where fertilization happens outside the body before the embryo is transferred to the womb. Why do I say this? Let us look a little further down the pillar for more clues. Here, we see a pregnant woman. She appears to have conceived through an artificial method, but her expression tells a story of sadness or pain. Perhaps the process was not natural, or there were complications, or maybe she carried the child for someone else. Whatever the reason, she does not seem content with this artificial approach. Look at this symbol. It's not a trident, but it's a symbolic representation of the female reproductivity system or womb. And now, as we move even lower, we find another figure, possibly a learned sage or a genius, looking joyful and offering gratitude to Lord Shiva. He seems overjoyed, maybe celebrating the success of this experiment or divine blessing related to the process. Of course, this is just one interpretation. If you see it differently, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's move on to another pillar. This is a snake guarding its eggs. They really meant snakes here in this carving. Let's go down understand why. Here, we see a woman holding a weapon, symbolically protecting her own eggs from being taken away. Yes, that is exactly what this depiction seems to represent. It is a powerful reminder that when such advanced technologies are introduced, they can lead to complex consequences within society, and that is precisely what the creators were trying to convey here. Let us move a little further down the pillar. Here we see a man standing in a humble, almost obedient posture. Perhaps he is symbolically protecting his own sperm from being taken away, or maybe he is simply agreeing with the woman's decision not to steal her eggs or engage in artificial conception. If you have a different interpretation of this stance, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. On this pillar, we see a depiction of snakes biting an animal, a symbolic representation of sperm fertilizing an egg. Similar carvings can be found on several nearby pillars too. Some still showing pregnant women carvings with expressions of sadness as previous ones. Look at this symbol again. It's not a trident, but it's a symbolic representation of the female reproductivity system or womb, as I mentioned previously. Wherever they carved pregnant lady, they carved this symbol also. Take a look at this lady. She appears calm, steady, and deeply focused. Since this site is filled with carvings of hybrid human figures, this one too might hold symbolic meaning. As we look upward, we notice a tortoise. Perhaps this pillar represents her traits, or could it suggest that she was a hybrid being infused with tortoise DNA modules? Let us look at another pillar. Notice this lady. She is captured in a graceful dancing pose, almost like performing a gymnastic movement, with her clothes swirling in the air around her. Now, as we move upward on the pillar to understand her symbolic connection, we see a monkey. Could this mean she embodies the traits of a monkey? Or perhaps her DNA was believed to be infused with simian characteristics. Or maybe it simply represents shared personality traits, since we do not see any visible physical differences between the figures. What is your interpretation? Share your thoughts in the comments. So far, across all these pillars, we've only seen symbolic depictions of the divine pot. But if such a thing truly existed, it couldn't have been just an ordinary pot. It must have been some kind of ancient device or machine. Imagine something like this, an early form of a test tube baby incubator, where a fertilized egg could safely develop. Now, look below. We recognize this symbol, don't we? It represents the trademark of a hybrid superhuman, as we discussed earlier, a symbolic reference to the fusion of multiple DNA modules. And who is this superhuman figure they are pointing to here in this pillar? It's none other than the revered sage Agathiar. Yes, it is sage Agathiar, who was also one of the superhuman created by our Lord Shiva to help humanity. We started this series with sage Agathiar and end it with him. This series ends here. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do. Your support motivates us to create more videos like this. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. You can find previous episodes link in the description below. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more such videos.